Hey, here I am and welcome back. My name is Nathan and this week I'm going to be trying out an augmented reality drawing app. This particular one is called AR Drawing because lately I have been trying to improve my people sketching skills. As you can see, here are a couple that I've tried and I do see some improvement, but I wondered if maybe using one of these apps might help me improve even further. So I downloaded this app called AR Drawing. As you can see, this poor unfortunate lady ended up looking a bit like Donald Trump. Sorry about that. So here is the app, AR Drawing. And I just downloaded this from the App Store. I'm using an iPhone for this. It has all these different kind of offers for you there, but I didn't use them. I just used the free version. And you can upload your own photo and sketch it from there. Now, the photo I'm going to use is one that I have found on this Instagram account, Watching New York. I have a friend, Stephanie. She sketches a lot of these people and she uploads them. So if you want to check her out, her Instagram is Drawing with Dolores. And this is the lady that I've decided to draw. So I am going to upload that photo here into the app. And you have these different ways of using the app as well. AR, camera. So I think this follows like that. If you put something on the table, it will follow it. You can sketch by tracing on top of your phone or just the normal mode, which is balancing it on a cup or a tripod, which is the version I'm going to do. So here on the left, you have the view that I have through my phone, and on the right, you'll see the actual sketch. Now, throughout all of this, I tried not to actually look at the paper. I just looked through my phone and was sketching from there, which was a little difficult to start with, but once I got the hang of it, it became quite easy. The hardest part was if you leave the paper with your pencil, trying to start again at the same place, that was quite difficult, which I did quite a lot. It wasn't, like I say, it was difficult, but it could have been more difficult if I had like a fatter pen or something. I was using my mechanical pencil, so it had quite a fine tip, and that made it much easier to see where I was placing it. Also, I didn't realize this at the time, but there is a button at the bottom of the app where you can change the opacity. So if I wanted to see more pencil, I could, but I didn't do that. This recording is actually sped up 4 times. So this is 4 times faster than it was taking me to actually sketch this. And you may have noticed that I didn't introduce the video today in person. And that's because I've had a terrible cold and I was feeling particularly rough the day that I was filming this. So I decided just to do a voiceover. But fear not, if you're missing me, you'll see me again next week. And if you're not missing me, you'll see me again next week as well. Now here, going on to the face, I think the size of the sketch was too small to lend itself for sketching a face particularly well. So I did just kind of hint at it, really. And that's it. I actually think it looks pretty good. However, does it take some of the fun out of sketching? I'm not sure. I mean, it's the first time that I've got all of the proportions correct. I did decide to go over it with my Micron fine liner, just to give it my kind of style. But basically, I am just tracing over and just embellishing a little bit. My phone kept turning off. That was really annoying. I do think this would maybe help me improve with my proportions. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to commit to muscle memory or any other kind of memory because I'm not actually focusing on doing any of the work. I'm only focusing on tracing, you know? So it'll be interesting to see if that sticks. But I fear that it won't. However, this is cool though. I think it looks good. And it was easier than I expected it to be. Apologies for my head that keeps bobbing in and out of the frame. And now we're getting onto the face. Like I said, I think it's too small a sketch to get any real detail in there, but I think I did as well as I could with this fine liner. If I had been using my fountain pen, the ink would have smudged everywhere, because this actually is my second attempt at doing this. The first time, everything just bled into the paper. It was terrible. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this sketchbook, which is a shame because I was so looking forward to using it because I made this sketchbook myself. But next time I am going to use better paper. I am using my watermarkers for this. I bought these watermarkers from a shop called Action, which I think is a Dutch shop. This cost me €12 for, how many are there? I have no idea. Anyway, a lot of watermarkers. I really like this lady's style. Everybody on this Instagram account has really good style, actually. And the photographer's really good at capturing people in motion. So if you are trying to improve your sketching of people, like I am, it's a very good Instagram account to follow because there's such a eclectic mix of people and they're all wearing different clothes, they're all different shapes, and they're all walking. So that's really cool. It's what I liked about this picture. She had one foot in front of the other. You can see one hand, the other hand is behind. The hair is blowing. There are some creases in the clothes. I think it's really cool. I'm going to come back later and add some shadows into that jacket. But I actually think it looks just cool with just the jacket painted. I painted coloured in. That was a good colour for the jeans. I'm actually using grey here, not black. I don't know if you can see, but some of that black did bleed into the red of the jacket. This colour that I'm using here is called Tawny, I think. I think I should have stopped somewhere around here. I don't think it needed any more fiddling around with, but I did anyway. I took some purple to add in the shadows of the jacket. Okay, now that has added some depth, to be honest. Did quite like it. But stop now, stop. I didn't stop, I just kept going, kept fiddling. Okay, stop now, because everything's bleeding. Oh, I'm not stopping, keep going. So to cover up those bleeding edges, I just took my fine liner to try and crisp up the edge just a little bit. Then I took this, which is the colourless colourless blender to try and blend the shadows and everything together, but really it didn't do anything. It was completely useless, to be fair. So don't use the colourless blender. And that is about it. Look, colourless blender. All she's done is picked up red and put it in the ground. Well, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week.